Well, good morning again, YouTube. All right, guys, I started a project this morning and just realized I forgot to pull the camera out, start recording, and I had every intention to. So yesterday I was working on Goliath and I got the air compressor and the fuel pump and all that stuff pulled out. We're at a waiting point. Got to order parts, wait for the parts to get here, so on and so forth. And the weather this weekend, it was supposed to be, well, undesirable, to put it the nicest. But it's not raining yet. It's like, I don't know, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. I thought it was going to be raining this morning. I kind of slept in. But it's actually pretty nice now. It's breezy, it's warm, but the rains are coming. The nasty winds are coming. So I decided what I would do was start working on the tractor. You guys remember, before we went to Daytona, we had an issue where I punctured the inner tube and all my fluid leaked out and the tire went flat. And it looks like there's some rust around where the inner tube valve stem comes through, which is probably what compromised the actual inner tube. So thought I'd try to get the wheel off, at least get it over to the shop. That way, if the storm does come and it's raining, at least I'm indoors over there working on it. I got to say, the other day, Alan and I rode over to Harbor Freight in Franklin, and I picked up this Hercules 3/4 inch impact driver. And it's pretty amazing. We tried to use my 1/2 inch drive impact driver to remove the big yoke nut off of the drive shaft on Goliath so that we could redo those U-joints, and it wouldn't budge it. He got this one up in there. He says it just took it off like it was nothing. And I just used it to take off the lug nuts on the tractor wheel, and it broke them free. And these are some pretty good sized lug nuts. Let's see, what size are they? I am using a 38 millimeter socket. Now, it's probably not a metric piece, but the socket fit really good, and I didn't have anything that would fit the impact that was the right size. So it's the right enough size is what I'm calling it. So anyway, I went up to Goliath and I grabbed the mega jack, what I call the putt jack, because it goes putt when it goes up. I keep a small air compressor here at the house. I ran the hose out, got the tractor jacked up to take the weight off of the tractor tire. And yeah, I just buzzed all those lug nuts off of there, and the tire's off. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get it to the shop because it's not fitting in the back of here, and I still don't have my dually back. Before with the Daytona, we dropped it off at the air conditioning shop to have the AC system replaced because they're having some trouble with it, and I really hoped that they'd have it done before I got back. They've had it for 3 weeks. But Dennis is a good guy. He does really good work. If it takes him a little bit longer, I don't really have a problem with that. But normally this is something I would just throw in the pickup truck. Or I'd put it on the little motorcycle trailer, but because of the demo work we've been doing in the house, the little trailer is filled up with drywall. So, yeah, maybe I'll have to borrow Talon's truck, throw it in the back of there, give it to the shop. I don't know, haven't decided yet, but it's off. I just wanted to make sure that this would all work. And truth is, I've got to be honest at this point, I don't know what channel I'm going to put this video up on. I mean, it's shop work, so part of me says Amsel Adam, but we're working on the tractor because of a home project, so it's probably going to go on the homestead channel just because, well, I don't have any other content to put on that channel right now anyways. And once the tractor is up and working, then we'll be back to this whole project here, hopefully getting it done. Now, definitely a bit of a workout, even just moving the wheel and tire combo from there to here, because it's still partially filled with liquid, plus I got this giant weight on it. And I thought about taking the weight off. However, I only brought the socket set to do the lug nuts. I have a socket that fits this, but on the back side, I would need another socket or a wrench to hold the bolt, like that one right there. And well, I didn't bring anything to do that, so when I tried to take the wheel weight off, it just spun the whole bolt. No big deal. All the more reason I'd much rather use the trailer. That way I can just roll it into the trailer rather than try to pick it up and put it in the back of the truck, especially when the thing I use to pick stuff up that's heavy isn't working. But anyway, I don't want to leave the jack out here, so I'm gonna go find some cinder blocks and some 2x6s, and I'm gonna yeah, what am I trying to say? Yeah, I'm gonna put basically a jack stand underneath this to support the tractor. That way I can get the jack put away so it's not out in the weather when the weather does come. All right, a cinder block and a 4x4 that should hold that securely. All right, so even with all the drywall C&D on here, I'm gonna try to slide this wheel up on top of it, throw a strap over it, get it to the shop. I'd love it if this wasn't on here, but it is, and I don't want to unload this right now because the place I want to unload this isn't ready. As you guys saw in the previous video, I'm going to use this as fill over here as I'm trying to level that out. You know, drywall is made from gypsum, which comes from the ground anyways. It will deteriorate and just become dirt basically as it you know, gets wet and breaks down. So it seems like a pretty good place to use it as filler and cover up some of those roots and those stumps and all that stuff. But until the tractor's fixed, I can't get that prepped and ready to do this. So yeah, I'm gonna roll the tire to the other side, lean it against the trailer, and try to pick it up and slide it on. I don't know if I can do this by myself. Zach isn't here. I think Talon is sick, so I don't want to bother him. So yeah, not gonna be easy, I don't think. Is like crazy heavy. Even just trying to turn it, almost impossible. I don't see any way that I'm going to be able to pick this up. Oh, yep. That's not happening. But this could be part of the problem. Just saw that in the tire. You know, I was even starting to think that if I roll the tire back over here and put it on the forks, start the tractor up, raise it into the air, back the trailer underneath it, then I can use the forks to dump it onto the trailer. But I don't think I can get the trailer angled right with the car there, the telephone pole here. I don't know, maybe if I move the Explorer, just might be able to do that. Well, the tractor won't start. Looks like the battery's dead, so I'm not going to bother trying to maneuver that. But if I'm not mistaken, I see Zach coming down the driveway, so maybe I'll at least have a helping hand. All right, we got it, but it took everything we had. It was not easy at all. Oh. All right, so Zach and I made it over to the shop. We got the wheel off of the trailer, and while it was upright and had a second pair of hands and some extra tools, we went ahead and removed the wheel weight, which made a huge difference in how easy it was to move. But the next challenge we've got is breaking the bead. So the bead is so rusted, that rust is kind of etched into that rubber. Zach and I have been standing on it, bouncing up and down, and we cannot get the bead to break. So I'm debating on sliding it back out to the driveway, locking the truck in a four-wheel drive, and seeing if I can drive the Excursion up onto the tire, and maybe the weight of the truck will break the bead. If not, then I may have to go find the keys to the concrete building and pull out the skid steer. Maybe I can use it to break the bead, but we're gonna try it with what I got first. Well, it looks like that worked, and I don't think I scratched my wheel. I got pretty close to that rim. Now I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Well, that was a definite success. Now it's a matter of whether I can find something to use as spoons. There's two pry bars here. Ooh, that landed. And yeah, I gotta manually dismount this. It ain't gonna fit on the motorcycle tire machine, that's for sure. And luckily that caused some more of the fluid to run out, which will make it lighter and easier to handle. So just gonna let it sit here and flow for a few moments and see what we can't do. All right, guys, we've never done this before, so we're just trying to figure it out. Try to get all the way into the drop center. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I'm trying to take too big of a bite. Bent the rim a little bit, so we're gonna grab a third crowbar, see if we can do smaller increments, get this thing off here. Now you're going to try to reach through, pick the second bead up and over. It's not going to be easy with this heavy of a tire. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost going to go grab the sawzall, just cut through the tire.
Oh, well, if the saw's at your house, it's not.
All right, the weight of the fluid was making the job very challenging. So hopefully this will help. There's obviously still going to be some fluid in the tire, but luckily it's not a really deep-ish tire. There's not a lot in there. glad the camera is running.
Oh shit.
It's off. Man down.
I just hope that was all in frame. I know. The bead's about to go. We'll go. Lovely.
Well, hope you guys thought that was amusing watching. Now, truth is, that took us a long time, and I doubt I'm leaving all of that in the clip, so what you saw was probably just a small part of it. The next problem is, we knew we had a little bit of a compromise where the valve stem came through the wheel, and I just figured we'd weld it. But now that we've got it all apart, that has become a much bigger problem, and I don't think this wheel is salvageable. So as I come in here, that hole has gotten a lot bigger now, and this metal right here is super thin. You can see all the rust and how thick the wheel used to be right through here. That is really, really thin, and I'm afraid if I try to weld it, we're gonna melt right through it. And it's thin for quite a ways over here. Yeah, decisions. I guess I gotta look and see what it costs for a new wheel and make a decision whether I attempt to fix it or just buy another wheel. All right, well, Zach went home and I put the wheel in here on the motorcycle bench lift table and searched everywhere for a tape measure and could not find one. So I had to run up to Goliath and get one. But I want to take every possible measurement I can on this wheel so that when I get online and start looking to see what's available for it, I've got the accurate measurements. It's a Saturday afternoon now. It's like 4 o'clock. There is no place I can call that's going to have something. Everything like that around here is going to be closed on the weekend. So I'm just going to measure everything. Wheel thickness, back spacing, width. Man, that wind is just getting awful. Well, this is definitely not the way I wanted to close this video. After leaving the shop yesterday, I came home. I spent hours and hours on the internet searching every type of parts warehouse I could find related to tractors. I cannot find the style of wheel anywhere. I can find 16.9 by 28 wheels, but it's always just the rim with no centerpiece. And these are a one-piece wheel. Well, they're two-piece, but they're welded together. It's not one that you can unbolt where you've got the outer rim and then you've got the center part of the wheel. I just can't find it anywhere. I've tried Googling it many different ways, like different wording. I've tried just everything and I can't find it. So I've got no choice but to wait till tomorrow, which is Monday. Today's Sunday. And I'll go to my local Tractor Supply place, not Tractor Supply the company, but I've got a local mom and pop owned shop here that I work with a lot. And Gene that owns the place, he is really good at finding some hard to find parts. So I'm going to go see what kind of resources he has. I mean, that's the business he's in. But yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do until I figure out this problem. I can't figure out all the parts on Goliath until tomorrow either. So both videos are kind of like at a standstill. And the weather was supposed to be absolutely awful today. That storm came through last night. Originally, it said all day yesterday and all day today was going to rain. Well, if you look at these skies, that is not rain. It's still breezy. If you can see the trees off in the distance are swaying, you can hear the wind through the trees. But all in all, it's a beautiful day. Short sleeves. It's like 70 degrees out here. And because I was planning on the bad weather, I slept in a little bit this morning and figured I would just do stuff at the house or in the house. But now I'm like, I want to go get on a bike and ride. So yeah, I'm going to close this video here and I'm going to decide which bike I'm going to ride today and go have some fun. So thanks for watching up until this point. Hopefully we'll get some resolution to this video and be able to continue it in another part. But anyway, until next time I see you, keep those engines running.